Hello, welcome back. I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And we're Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Today, we found a leak. Well, this morning when we were hooking up to move, I noticed some small drips coming out from underneath the RV right around the hose. So I started investigating in the Nautilus system in the wet bay area, and I couldn't find any dripping. I did notice there was a little bit of water in the wet bay side, so I immediately turned off the water and got it depressurized so that no more water would get in there. And I started looking around a little bit more, and there was actually water inside of my basement area as well. So I took a bunch of the stuff out of there. I got it dried up best I could. And then I also noticed that the underbelly was sagging. So I took my knife and I poked a hole in the underbelly, and sure enough, water started draining out. So I know we have a pretty significant issue.
That is the underbelly of our RV leaking water. Not a good sight.
But like I said, we were hitching up, so we were getting close to checkout time. So basically, I just poked that hole, made sure there was no more water going to it, obviously, and we hit the road.
Now we know that the underbelly is dripping water, so it's got to come off. So he's got to go all around underneath and take all these screws out, take off the underbelly, see how the insulation is, and hopefully we can just let it dry out.
The first part of the fix, I guess, was to get the underbelly all taken down. That's done now. You can see the insulation that was under there. Most of that is soaked and is going to be garbage. So all that white insulation is going to have to be replaced. I'll probably just go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get some of the pink insulation, roll it out there, and it'll be good to go. But if you can tell, look underneath here, you can see a bunch of wires hanging down and things like that. So once I get this insulation and the underbelly stuff pulled out from under there and let it start drying off, I'm going to go ahead and secure some of those wires up under there a little bit better. But also I need to get into the bay, get it all dried up so I can put the water back onto it and see where the leak is actually coming from. I'm hoping it's going to be a quick fitting that I can just tighten up by hand or something, but who knows? I won't know until I actually get in there and turn it on. This is how much water we have under there. This is just one small piece. We had a lot of extra weight in there today on the move. Here we are in the underbay, right behind my Nautilus system, and we found the leak. I'm going to have Allison turn the water on now, and we'll show you where it's coming from. If you look right here, you should be able to see some water come out. There, it's coming. There it goes. Okay, turn off. So we got here to the campground. I had to wait for it to cool down a little bit so I could get out there and actually work on the thing. I dropped the whole underbelly. There was well over 100 pounds of water in there, soaked all the insulation and everything under there. So I got rid of all that. It's all drying now, or the underbelly is anyway, and started investigating. When I got the underbelly dropped, I went inside behind the Nautilus system, and I found the problem. It's right here. This, on my RV, is where I put my city water hose connection in, and then turn the water on, and I get water to my whole RV from this. Well, when I went to pick up the RV, I noticed it was a little bit loose in its hole, and the guy said he fixed it. This is what he used to fix it. A couple of pieces of wire he wrapped around the back here, hoping it would hold it in place. So it's pretty much just been sitting there loose in the Nautilus system. And I believe what happened was it got bumped loose and it came forward a little bit like this. And that's how I got the leak. So the leak was happening for, like I said, up to 2 days. And it caused quite a bit of, of issue. But hopefully this will be an easy fix. I did call Grand Design. They said it is under warranty. So all I have to do is find this part, get back under there, screw it in correctly. This part is broken. That's why it doesn't fit correctly in there. It's supposed to have little fingers on it that it actually snaps into place into the Nautilus system to keep it from moving in and out like this. So there's my problem. As you can see, I'm inside, so we lost our light outside. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to go hunt for one of these and hopefully get it in and have no issues with any more leaking. So I found most of what I needed for the water fix here. The only problem is the flange on the back of this has the 3 screw holes, and my RV doesn't have 3 screw holes to screw it down to. So I had to go and clip this flange off so I could pull it off of here like this. And this black piece is the piece I actually need. There should be a plastic clip that goes down and holds this in place onto my Nautilus bay, but I couldn't find that anywhere. So for now, quick fix, I went to Lowe's and I picked up a single hose clamp. I'm gonna put it through the Nautilus, put this on from the back, screw it, tighten it down, not super tight, but tight enough to hold it in place. I'm gonna fire up the water and see if we get any leaks. We'll report back once we get it installed. When I took the underbelly out, it all had this trim around it. So there's 4 pieces of this aluminum trim that comes with it. Highly suggest that you mark your trim like I did here. This says rear and passenger. So I know this is the rear section and this is the passenger side. So I know where it goes when I put it back up under there. So my holes will actually line back up and I can get it back in the same place where it was before. Now onto the insulation. I just went to the store and thought, okay, I'm gonna get the best R value I can because, you know, the RV insulation probably isn't the best ever. So I walked in there and I had my square footage that I needed and I bought some R30. Well, the stuff I took out of there was maybe 2 to 3 inches at the most thick. Look at how big this R30 insulation is, guys. It's like 9 or 10 inches thick. So what I had to do was I rolled it out on the picnic tables like you can see here. I cut my 6-foot section because my underbelly is 6 feet from one side to the other. And then I have to actually peel this in half. So if you're ever gonna have to do this, if you ever get a leak or you just decide to upgrade the insulation in your underbelly, I'd look under there and take some measurements and see what kind of room you have under there. Around my freshwater tank, I had to strip a little bit more out of it because it sits down lower than my black and my gray tanks. So maybe a little more planning than I had. Hopefully this helps you if you have to take your underbelly out and get rid of all your insulation and replace it. So once you get this all under there and get your screws all lined back up and cinched into place, you're just about done. So I'll go ahead and grab the camera and I'll take you under there and see what we've done so far. We're just about done. So here we are underneath. We're at the back edge here of the underbelly, and you can see under there I'm just stacking this insulation in, lifting it up here and reattaching it through this trim piece and through the underbelly stuff and right back into the frame where it belongs. I've only got about 2 more pieces to go here and then we'll be all buttoned up. When we get her done, I'll come back and let you know how it went. Okay, there it is. We got the fix done on the leak that we had. The underbelly is completely dried and repaired with new insulation now, and we have the new city water inlet on. Still haven't found a little plastic clip I was telling you guys about for the back of it, but it is holding on fine with the band clip that I got earlier. So things I would tell you guys is definitely mark all your pieces of trim that you take off down there, and the underbelly. I actually wrote on the underbelly on the inside, hey, this is the front of the underbelly. That way I knew exactly where it went back, so all the holes matched back up and lined up. And then also, like I mentioned earlier in the video, get under there and take some measurements before you go and pick up your insulation, because you're going to have some areas in there that can take 4 or 5 inches of insulation, and some that can only take 1 or 2 inches of insulation, depending on what's above where that insulation is going. So that's it, guys. We did get it fixed, and it was still under warranty, and Grand Design will be paying for it. So awesome job, Grand Design. Well, if you're still here, thanks for sticking around to the end. We'll see you next time on
Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Bye.
Bye.